Are you losing potential clients before they even get through the door? The potential reason for that could be that you have holes inside of your inquiry process. Today, I want to talk to you about what your inquiry process is, as to what are some things you can start to implement in it so that things aren't just falling through the cracks. Hi, everybody. My name is Jessie with Green Eyed Ambition. On this channel, we talk about all the unsexy things that comes along with running an event industry business. I have over 14 years in the industry and I have my own corporate event planning company. So I love talking about all these things because it's helped me. And I wish that there was someone teaching this stuff back when I started 14 years ago. So today we're going to dive right into your inquiry process. So if you have a service-based business or event business, or you may be thinking about starting one, you want to have clarity about how people are getting into your business and what is going to be the first impression that they have when they start working with you. So today I'm going to give you some tips so that your inquiry process can be much better than what is potentially going on. Your inquiry process is going to be the first experience that your client, so you want to have an amazing first impression because it can be so hard to have someone's impression about your company change. So in order to understand the process, I want to talk about what your inquiry process is and what it is not. It is not only just responding back to DMs or emails. It is actually how people are entering into your sales funnel seamlessly. You want to make sure that the process is clean and clear for yourself and your team. And if you don't have a team, at some point you will. So you want to have this as seamless as possible so that potential leads are not falling through the cracks. The key is thinking to yourself, when a client is first looking to reach out to you, what are they wanting to know? This is why when I work with clients with setting up their HoneyBook account, I always talk to them about what are some of the things that people are initially looking to find, and then allowing a process that helps you of capturing those that are serious, but give enough information to those that are actually just curious about your services, which is so important because time is valuable. And if every person that you reached out to is curious, then you may not have the time to start going after the clients that are actually serious about your services. So think to yourself, are they just looking for quick information like pricing? Which is very common for those of us in the event industry. People are just wanting to know quickly, what are our prices? So you want to be able to think, how do I give them the information that they're needing as quickly as possible without it being a strain on your team or your process? By mapping out your inquiry process, it will help you with being able to convert more people and then utilize the time in which you're engaging with clients more effectively, because you've allowed yourself to qualify and disqualify people that are not actually ready to pull the trigger or purchase your services. The second step is going to be streamlining your customer onboarding. So then your client onboarding and your inquiry process is going to be you gaining the information that you need to give to them so that you're able to send them proposals or to actually onboard them as an actual client. This is super important to know because when you are onboarding an initial client, you want to know why they're hiring you, what are some of their expectations, the date, what are their budgets. One of the things I'll always tell people that work with me, I'm not necessarily always a fan of putting on an inquiry form. What's your budget? Because I find that most people lie. They're going to mostly tell you what they think is going to cost, or what they have. However, when they really value your services, people will spend more. So I have found that when people say on their inquiry form, like what your budget is, and someone puts a number that they think is low, what will then happen is that they will just brush the person off, or they won't respond or something of that nature. But I always tell people, the thing is most people are lying anyway. There's other ways to disqualify people outside of that question. And there's more appropriate ways to do it. And this is something I like to talk about often as well. And then once you have that information, it's not just thinking about how do I get this person to sign a contract or pay me. In the inquiry process, we want to have follow-ups that are necessary because what happens is somebody might fill out your inquiry form. Their kid's crying, they're tired, they're driving, something's going on. They may have thought they would actually have responded to you. They may have thought they scheduled a time to talk, whatever your initial outreach is. They may have thought they did something, but they didn't. This is why I think it's super important in your inquiry process to have follow-ups included as well. Because I find that most people lose clients because there's a lack of follow-up. I recently had an opportunity where I was trying to book a vendor and they never followed up. I actually reached out to the person twice because they didn't follow up the first time. Instead, I found someone else that was willing to work, and that client, because they did not reach out to me, they lost a $2,000 booking because they did not do follow up or just even give me the information that I needed. So I share that because you may have been that person as well, that you're missing out on opportunities just because you're not organized with your follow. What is important as well with the onboarding is to make sure you have a streamlined process to send proposals to people. I often tell people, think about reducing the amount of times you're having to touch an invoice or a proposal. This is why it's important to optimize it. This is why I love platforms like HoneyBook that is able to help you with having a streamlined proposal, giving your client the option to select what they want so that it can create this amazing invoice that they can then sign the contract. And then once they sign the contract, they get an amazing welcome email or onboarding package or whatever you do inside of your business. And here's the thing, as I mentioned in the beginning, this helps with giving your client this trust inside of working with you. You're able to give this amazing first impression. You're able to have this ability to show up as a professional client. I often see on social media people saying that individuals do not respect their price and that they are trying to undercut them and things of that nature. And I would bet that a lot of those people do not have anything that is showing themselves as real business professionals. I am always sourcing people, and most individuals do not present themselves once you are interested in their services in a professional way. So don't be that person. The next step is thinking about how to improve your customer satisfaction. So in your inquiry process, think about some of the things that will add value to your client. Of course, this depends from business to business. That can be important for your client. This is why I always say in almost every video that I think is about understanding your niche and the client in which you serve so that you're adding value. And if you're using a CRM that's automated, this doesn't have to be a manual process because once you map it out the first time and you put it into the system, you don't have to reinvent the wheel each and every time. But if you're doing everything manually, then that's what will happen. So when it comes down to your customer satisfaction, think about what are some things that can help people feel more confident in the decision that they made. That's why I always tell people that once someone makes a payment, you should use your CRM to send out a booking confirmation that's just reiterating the date, the time, and some specific details. And if you have a template that is able to pull in that information, you don't even have to do the email. The system will see that the person made the first payment and then they get this booking confirmation and voila. It makes your business show up really powerfully. Now that we've gone through your inquiry process and things to consider when you're starting to map out your process, I want to give you some tips outside of just the follow-up so that you're able to look at how to improve what you currently are doing. The first thing I would recommend is you to reach out to some previous clients that you still have a good rapport with and ask them, what were some of the things in which you enjoyed about working with me? I find that creatives always focus on that last part, the result of their business, but they're not thinking about what was the complete client experience. I have personally known individuals that have paid a lot of money for someone to do an event, and they were so stressed out because the person had poor communication and it was so chaotic working with them. And could you imagine you get someone to pay you multiple multiple thousands of dollars for a service, and they're telling people like, hey, I would not recommend them working with you. That would be horrible. And it wasn't because it didn't turn out beautiful. It was because the whole process working with that person was horrible. So I don't want that for you. So reach out to some of your past clients and ask, hey, I'm looking to improve my administrative workflow. What are some things that you like? Do you feel like I sent out enough email communication? What are some things that you wish I could have done better? Don't take it in a defensive way. Take it from a way that is helping you grow and improve your business. Another way I would actually recommend is that you can then talk to a counterpart that can look at your business with a non-judgmental eye to say, hey, these are some things in which I recommend for you. And of course, I do audits of people workflows. So if you are a HoneyBook user, something that a lot of people like for me to do is go in and check out what they're currently doing and giving some feedback on some ways that they can improve their client workflow with their own business. So there you go. The inquiry process explained to you. I go by a 4-part framework when it comes to a successful service-based business. And the first part to that is always the inquiry process. If you think I should do a video on the other 3 stages that I always tell business owners to actually focus on, let me know and I'll make sure to do a video on that. All right, I hope that this helps you have success with onboarding your clients powerfully and successfully. Talk to you later. Bye.